to abbreviations. Abbreviation inclusive of the term and acronyms. Term based on the initial letters of the word. Reading a single of the word NATO and NORAD. Initialism terms read as a series of letters NBC ISR with the contractions. Terms consist of the first letter of the full words Mr. and Doctor, as well as other shortened forms of the words. Use the abbreviations sparingly. Do not abbreviate words, phrases merely for the sake of doing so. When brevity is not in the instance, do not saturate the writing with the abbreviation to detriment of the reader the comprehension. Avoid using abbreviation headings unless the spell without term would make with a heading and wieldly, whether you may have at the beginning and the end of the sentence with an abbreviation. Spell with the name of the agency or organization set forth the first time you use the file with abbreviation parentheses. You may use the abbreviation without period thereafter, as also if you are certain with the audience is familiar with the particular abbreviations, NAFTA, USN, you need not to define them in the first usage. To assist the reader, you want to spell without the abbreviation identified previously, especially when you have then used it in a long time, then resume the abbreviation. Is it necessary to include the again parenthetical after the subsequent spelled out form? Although the term may be plural or possessive, to make the abbreviation plural with the possessive first use the cluster bombs, low noise amplifiers. Use the plural with the possessive form of the subsequent occurrence of the abbreviation appropriate with the cluster bomb unit low noise amplifier, even though the abbreviation may stand with the plural term. The precision guided munitions consider the abbreviation singular noun, PGM plural or PGM possessive. The PGM is not and are. Generally, use the abbreviation if used with a spell with a term of the particular content that appear with the U. The combination seeks awkward. Use the capital letters of the abbreviation of a computer file extension such as PDF, GIF, or the JPEG or JPG. Unless they actually appended within the file names of F22 JPEG. Idealization abbreviation only with the idealized spelled out. Spell out the name of the country of the text of the U of the nouns, although you may use the USSR. Union of Soviet Socialist Republics of the refer to the country it existed in 1917 and 1991. The space consideration may be reviewed the name of the country, table, list, the notes, and so forth. See also Commonwealth of the Independent States, or CIS, U.S., United States of the USSR, Union of Soviet Republics, always spell the name of the non-U.S. countries when they appear in notes or the bibliographical citation. And brief the civilian in military titles rank with the perceive of the person's full name according to the list found on the 249. Not use period with the military ranks do not include military rank or academic title with the name of the footnotes and note the bibliographical citation. Spell with the title of the rank of the proceeding with the personal last name of the seat of the military titles and offices. Also abbreviate social titles when they proceed with the full name of the last name of the Mrs. or Mr. or Misters. Mr. Doctor, Mr. or Doctor, U with the without name and the direct address, spell out with the spell with the U with the measure for the first U with the file with abbreviation parentheses, U for the abbreviation, therefore the non-scientific copy with the period customarily with accompanying with the English unit of the measurements. Capitalization abbreviations term derived with the proper name of the singular and plural abbreviated forms from the units of the measure and same in the C with the numbers. Spell with the name of the state of the territory possession, United States of one country with the textorial material with the name of the period with the list of the table of materials. Tabular matter, notes of bibliography, indexes for the two later with the no period states of the abbreviations preferred with the U.S. Postal Service, and note bibliography reference live the abbreviation freely with a consistent may also abbreviated form with the parenthetical references, the forms, terms of volume 1 book, and then it goes on. They prefer with the AAA, anti-aircraft artillery, AAM, air-to-air missile, AB Air Base site with the first reference for the specific air base file with the Brehan, Maine Air Base, Germany. Subsequent reference of the Brehan, Maine Air Base, Germany with the Air Base. ABCC Airborne Battlefield Command Control Center. ABM Anti-Ballistic Materials. Academic degree titles. Abbreviated academic degrees and titles. No periods off the personal name. See associated degree, bachelor's degree, doctorate, master degree. ACC Air Combat Command, ACSC Air Command and Staff College, AD Anno Dominio. Use full caps without abbreviation. Proceed with the year of the AD 107. There's C also BC. ADVAN Advanced Echelon, AEF Air and Space Expenditure Force, AEG Air Expenditure Group, AETC Air Education Training Program Command, AETF Airspace Expenditure Tax Pros, Air Force Base. Because of the familiarity, need not to spell with abbreviation. First use of the Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama. Subsequent reference to Air Force Base with the base with the notes of the bibliography to breathe with the name of the state of the Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama. And then it goes on through AM through different abbreviations. I don't think we're going to read them all. I'll just read the ones that stick out. AM anti-meridemium before noon every right with abbreviation lowercase with a period onset with a small caps without period with a choose one title so using consistently 9 a.m. or 9 a.m. AM ampersand change of the ampersand original title with a 2 and aviation week of space technology consistently with the E with the ampersand and is appeared with the company name with the notes of they go free to live with the parenthetical reference, but leave the running tab with the ampersand and also clear some of the abbreviations R and D, no space with either ampersand with the stuff with abbreviation. Alright, Base Air Base, Air Force Base. BC, before Christ, use full caps with period. Use the abbreviation follows. AWOL, absent without leave, subsequent with the UA, unauthorized absentee. BCE before Common Era with Herod Antipas was Terrac Gallically before BCE with death. Alright, chapter, abbreviate chapter, parenthetical reference for the chapter 5, lowercase spell with the word and text, Arabic figure for the chapter number, even with the chapter of the work side with the spell that with the Roman numerals. The same principle holds true for the other division, book and part in section 3, book 4 and 7 in volume 2. CHOP, change of operation control, CIA, and Central Intelligence, CIA, Commander-in-Chief, or CNINC. Use only reference to the President of the United States for the use of the Commander, Command, reference for the Leader of the Command, Unified Command, Commander of the U.S. Central Command. CIS, common in wealth of independent state with a free associated sovereign type states from 1991 comprising Russia and 11 other republics formerly with the Soviet Union. Doctrine, documents, instruction manuals, pamphlet, policy, directives on the first view with the spell with the type of the publication, doctrine, document, instruction, etc. Followed with abbreviation parenthesis with abbreviation number, the subsequent reference italicized with the title of the publication. Doctor, with the period abbreviation, see abbreviation, Mr. and Mrs. EBO also is affected base operations, e.g., for example. Use the EG in text for use of the rare example instead of the abbreviation file with a comma with a parenthetical reference for the tabular material. EO, executive order, lowercase, spell with the executive order, general reference for the number of the not given the executive order, always capital A with the term with the number that accompanied with the abbreviated term with the number, only after the spelling out with the first reference, executive order. 1654, executive order, ETAL and others. ET and AL for the full name of the first authorized list with no reference for the work with more than 3 authors, etc. and so forth. The spell of the term etc. is rarely used with the abbreviation etc. only with a list of the table of parenthetical reference. Using so forth, running text set off with the commas. And it has more listed with the common and military abbreviations. GO, general order, low spell of the general order in reference with the number of the not given the general order, capital A with the term of the number of a company with abbreviate with the term of the number, only after spelling it out first. General order 6325. IBID in the same place. The abbreviation IBID, IBIDM in the same place referred to the single work site with a note with the immediate preceding. United IBID with more than one work is cited in the preceding note. Not italicized abbreviation for the notes either the op is sitio or aprio sitio in the work or loc sitio in the place cited instead of the shortened form of the citation. You may use IBID within the note with indicating the except for the reference for the same work for the work. I.e. that is, avoid i.e. running that, use the term that is instead, use the abbreviation followed by the company with the other only parenthetical reference for the tabular material. Junior, use the period with the common and required with the U with the do not, does U with the comma is placed one before the abbreviation, select one type with the U with the consistent U with the comma before the abbreviation name and inverted index. Latitude and longitude spell, latitude and longitude text standalone, longitude 80 degrees with the polar, latitude 20 to 50 clicks, normal north latitude 20 degrees, 50 clicks south latitude, temperature abbreviated spell, local CDO, then place instead of the local CDO, use shortened reference. And then Mr. and Mrs. period, same thing. MIG, capital M, lowercase I, capital G, solve the air, capital developed in the Design Bureau of the General Artyom Mikhailio and Artyom Mikhailio Gurvchevich. Military abbreviation set joint publication 102 of the Department of Defense Directory of the Military Associate Terms. Military titles and office with the body of the paper, the document, capital F with the abbreviation title of the proceeding, the following names according with the following live with the capitalized spell with the title of the proceed, surnames, only local class, spell with the title following with the personal name and you with the emblem in the place of the name. See the abbreviation capitalization, following the service specifically abbreviation military rank with the provide with the reference purpose of the body with the contact with the correct abbreviation military rank, found with the following list. Shepherd byline, by with the book, multiple authors, general bylines, you with the correct military rank, back material with the all of the back, include the end notes, footnotes, bibliographical section, do not use military ranks. The correct cap and lowercase variation abbreviation for the rank and service are listed below. And then MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, MOE, Measure of Effectiveness. Month of the year is right except for the day of the month, so keywords without commas, only the month, the figure of the day with the use of the 4-digit year, use only with the month and the year of the no commas necessary. Do not use all numeral style of the dates in formal writing, however, the text deviation with even event, the start of the 9/11, except for the document figure of the table to continue with the numerous day with abbreviated certain numbers, and you with the day of the month, your sequence and internal punctuation, reduce clutter, choose one style. Documentation figure of the table to consistently see the numbers. Mr. and Mrs. and names. No, use the word abbreviation for the number. Operational CDO and worksite with a short reference with instead of the OPC CTC notes. Rank C military and tells offices. Pub for publication. Alright, Saint, a proper name is spelled with the Saint with the text for the either spelled with abbreviated to ST with the note for the big graphic entry with the parenthetical reference for the pick one be consistent with the word with the part with the someone name of the following person used to indicate Webster New Biographical Dictionary. Margot D. Saint, Hillary, Barry Saint, Lagar, and then more abbreviations, and then SO or special order, lowercase spell with a special order, general reference with the number with the not given the special order with the capital A with the term of the number, accompanied with the but abbreviated the term of the number that only after the spell with the first reference. So you with the period of the comma is not required. You with the two with the comma, place one before the abbreviation, select one style with the you with consistently, you with the comma before the abbreviation with the name of the verb with this index, and then continue to go into the T's. TO for technical order, lowercase spell with the technical order, general ref with the number but not given the technical order, always capital A with the term and the number, accompanied with the but abbreviate the term and only after the spelling it out first for the technical order. UN stand for United Nations, abbreviation can be used either plural or an adjective. URL, uniform resource, relocated dating stream with identify the resource for the World Wide Web, printed work with you must work with the URL. Whoso after the slash with a single with a double with do not break off the after the dot since locks with like a period at the end of the line might confuse the reader with the rather the play with the dot at the beginning of the next line. Not happens then negate the word end of the line so for the URL contain with the hyphen the part of the draft deny leave hyphen over the part with the URL end of the line additional break over the before with the title hyphen comma underline question mark number sign or a percent symbol or before an equal sign with the ampersand. U.S. For United States adjective objective only with the USAF, United States Air Force could be either known adjective serving USAF, USAF people. So United States Aircraft, U.S. Air Force, USAF. And then there's more. USSSBS, United States Strategic Bombing Survey. Italicized reference published for the work in the initial caps of the Roman type of the appropriate reference project prior to the publication of the United States Strategic Bombing Survey. Once again, USR, Union Soviet Social Republic, Soviet Republic abbreviates the reference of the country that exists for the 1970 to 1991. Abbreviation could be either known or the adjective of the CIS, Commonwealth of Independent States, Soviet and Soviet Union. V dot and versus, you the V instead of versus name the legal case and in other contexts use versus, see italics, vises, vitality that says or namely, then Washington not necessary to spell with abbreviation number running text. All right, shortened www World Wide Web, shortened form, zip code, zone improvement plan code, zip code, writing, mailing address, do not use comment before zip code after including USA, Troy, Alabama 366081 USA. 3. Grammar punctuation.